Hey guys, and welcome to Car Guy 1999 Reviews. Today we have something pretty darn special. This is the 1972 Dodge Demon 340. Now when a lot of people my age say, oh yeah, look, a Dodge Demon, they're thinking of the new one. These are the original, made in 71 and 72 before the church made them change the name, and that was the creation of the Dodge Dart Sport. Pretty darn cool. In fact, the 71s have a Demon with the pitchfork. 72s do not have the pitchfork. See a little Demon in the back there. Oh, oh yeah. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. Hurst 4-speed. Oh, my water. Actually, I'll take a sip of that. I'm dying. Gotta have that. I believe TB3 is the paint code. Super blue. Everybody calls it Petty blue. It's not, but that is an authentic Richard Petty signature, which is pretty darn cool. But without further ado, let's take this thing for a ride. You ready? Oh, I love this thing. I might be losing my mind, but I just heard the radio for a split second. Don't know why, but okay.
It is a Demon.
That's a good one. I didn't think of that. Barking brick. How did I? There we go. Ah, that was back when they had the high beam switch on the floor. I just saw that. That's awesome. Paint code TB3, correct?
Correct.
Perfect. Super blue?
Super blue.
Not Petty blue.
Not Petty blue. Most people call it Petty.
There's just something so cool about windows down, arm out the window, and you could actually do that before the door cards were like 15 feet long. Oh. Now this is an A-body, correct?
Yes.
A-body Mopar.
Correct.
And we were talking about on the way over, this is the perfect size, because for some of you who have either grown up in these cars, or I think it's more apparent when you drive a classic car in the modern age, how massive these cars are. This is the perfect size. It kind of feels like a full-size sedan now. Nothing insane. I mean, I think, after seeing both side by side, it's definitely a little bit smaller than your Challenger Hellcat now.
Yeah, much.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was a foot or two shorter minimum. It's kind of crazy because when I had my Hellcat, I put it next to my grandfather's 56 Sunliner. Yeah. They're the same length.
Yeah, not surprising.
I'm like, wow.
The Roadrunner is the crazy one. I think it's like 18 feet long.
Yep, knew that was coming. Disc front, drum rears from what we can see. I believe, I did take a closer look. I'm 99.999% sure those are drums.
They might have been factory disc from the beginning too.
I wouldn't be surprised seeing how it's a performance edition.
Yeah.
Now this was, in terms of the Demon, the biggest engine was the 340.
Yes.
And then
it became 6 cylinders and 318s. The 340 was the sports muscle package.
so this essentially, I'm trying to put it in perspective for people younger, this is the equivalent of your Hellcat Red Eye. This was your top dog back in the day.
Probably as far as the Demons go.
I believe I remember reading these were quarter miles in like the 13.5 range.
I think they were, yeah, low 13s, I think. Yeah.
Which, that's quick even for today's.
No, there was no real weight to them.
No.
Weight to power ratio was awesome.
I do remember reading the 71s, I think, had more power than the 72s.
High compression.
That's right.
So all of the emission controls that were coming in, they dropped the compression on the
and these are 8.5.
8.5.
But Dodge said the 71s were 275 for us. They said these, I think, were 240.
Yes.
And it's both determined that that's 100% underrated.
Yeah. Absolutely.
There's no way this is 240 horse.
What used to put out about 350 horse.
Yeah. And it's so funny, they changed the compression ratio and everything for emissions, but it's still straight piped.
Yeah.
I don't think cats really became a thing until like the mid to early 80s.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's before my time. This is such a cool car. I love this thing.
It's a fun ride.
And values have definitely gone up a lot on these, but a couple of years ago these were big bargains, and I think people are truly starting to appreciate them now, as they should. People are realizing how good of a car these are, and the story behind them with the church and everything. Oh, that has such a good sound to it. Oh, what a machine. And okay, yes, at the end of the day, this isn't a handling car. Not even as close as the Crossfire. But who cares? I don't care at all.
Different cars. Most of these guys were built the straight line.
I want one of these so bad now. You know, you cannot, no matter how hard you try, and Dodge tried real hard with the Hellcat, you can't make a car that's like this today. And that's why I love the Hellcat, is because it's as close to this as you can get.
Yeah, they did a good job with it.
I used to work there. That was like my second or third job. I was there for, I think, 2 years or so before I decided I wanted to go into the car business. I don't know why I didn't do that sooner, but live and learn.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm glad I did it.
Happened for a reason.
Holy cow! Those were not there like 2 days ago when I drove by here.
A ton of trucks in there. As ugly as they are.
I got to drive one, early last year, on a go-kart track of all things. It was an event up at Club Motorsports, that track in Tamworth.
Yeah.
And guy had one there. I was like, oh, okay. And the owner of the place was like, hey, do you want to go take it around the go-kart track? I'm like, yeah. So that has the four-wheel steering too.
Oh, does it?
That was night and day, you know, really pushing its paces through there. That was pretty cool. It's a fun truck, but at that time they were like 200,000.
Yeah.
Now they're way under six figures for non-Cyber Beast and even for Cyber Beast. I think that's a much better price point, but
Yeah, I just can't get over the
Yeah, no.
Did you see that? Like you had the Challenger?
Yes.
Look at the graphics on this compared to the Shaker hoods.
How did I never, ever notice that until you said that?
Yep. That's pulling from their history.
I love that hood scoop though.
Yeah. The snorkel is that 71s had 2 single ones on it. This is definitely a much better one in my opinion.
I agree.
And the graphics and everything on it.
And it's so cool because this was the era where cars were changing every year.
Yep.
You could look at a 71 and a 72 and tell the difference right away.
Yep, the grills were different. The hood design was different. And it had the whole pitchfork.
It's true. So cool. Cars with a story, you know, either specific cars or a cultural story.
Yep.
They're just so cool. I mean, the reason why DeLoreans are so popular is exclusively because of Back to the Future.
Right.
Because they were a complete sales disaster by themselves, but they became pop culture icons, and
Yep.
that's what made them cool.
You gotta remember, that's back when Ford, GM, Mopar, they were all rushing and racing every day to build a different car, a better car, a faster car. So
That's
it was
awesome.
constantly going, which was awesome. Yeah.
But Kevin, thank you.
You're welcome.
Very much appreciate it. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one.